and welcome back to Shameless Nostalgia Fest 2017. I am sober today, unlike last time. Probably for the best, let's be frank. So, the Virtuous mission was a bit of a disaster on the grand scheme of things. And this time, they're attempting a second mission, as you're about to find out about. Kind of hard to say anything more until they actually say it themselves. It would technically be a spoiler, after all. Yeah, since there's a heightened risk of World War III, our mission has only made things worse, you might have noticed. I don't know who that is. I'm going to Google who that is. No pressure. I'm literally Googling Alan Shepard right now.
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation.
He's some sort of astronaut anyway.
An accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a
So this is explaining all the politics of what's going on. Metal Gear games do have a weird habit of having two intros. Like MGS2 had the prologue chapter and then the main part of the game, and so does MGS3. And you do go through like a few of the same areas at the beginning, but it's nighttime and the guard layouts are different. Nothing else like that really happens in the rest of the game, so it's a bit strange.
Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban.
I like their attempts at making the static images interesting to look at least, you know. It is very much like anime, they try and find little shortcuts to avoid having to do so many exciting animated cutscenes.
Something even bigger.
Oh,
Yesterday,
I thought I'd skip something by accident there, jeez.
President Johnson? Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, that's the word I couldn't think of earlier.
hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB-754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Thus,
Somewhat incriminating.
in retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your...
It's almost like nuclear war is something no one really wants, and no one wins, and we all lose.
my power.
It's funny that. It's almost like Carl Sagan tried to tell us this 30 years ago and we didn't listen.
This crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard that. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin. Of the brave.
Ah yes, that guy who can inexplicably shoot lightning.
Who is this?
I feel like
Her name is the boss.
there is a weird habit in Metal Gear where someone bizarre with incredible, inexplicable superpowers will appear, and people are surprised, but only in the sense that, look out, he shoots lightning. You know, they don't question it any further than that. They just go, oh no, he shoots lightning. You know, they're surprised, but not in the way you'd expect them to be.
Yeah, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells.
There's some sort of boob joke there, but I'm not witty enough to make it.
I believe they were a gift for her new hosts.
Yes.
The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. Serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
but Sokolov
They weren't nearly destructive enough for our liking. There wasn't enough senseless bloodshed, so we took it back to the drawing
I
board.
can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Yes, that's
Sounds slightly insane.
The American government denies any involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's correct. We were not involved.
This is a
in
key
any way.
conversation, because this is like the main... This is the main crux of our mission now. We have to prove the US's innocence.
It was not acting under your orders.
That's correct.
You expect me to believe that this was all the work of a single soldier?
I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm running out of obvious lies.
Insist that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you. However, I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident.
My power isn't what it used to be since I called a snap election and humiliated my government by resulting in a hung parliament. Too soon?
You have 1 week. You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence.
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your...
You must watch the entire Twilight Saga. No, anything but that.
How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member
We've
of
had to call the DUP in to form a coalition, and it's just so embarrassing, you know, they're leaving their muddy shoes all over the place. It's just terrible.
Much to ask. Do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if
Gentleman's
we can't
agreement
prove
sounds like some sort of euphemism for a hand job.
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted.
Because it's like a handshake, you see? Do you get it?
a nuclear
I
attack?
enjoy that old-fashioned is a euphemism for a hand job, and old-fashioned is a name of a conservative Christian religious romantic comedy. We're about a guy who doesn't want to have sex, so I always find that amusing that of all the names, they picked a name which is a euphemism for a hand job.
Put it simply,
It seems too perfect to be an accident, really.
conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
Even though we kind of sort of were.
Getting the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence.
Right. The higher ups
So all you have to do is kill your mentor and possible love interest in order to prove your country's innocence and prevent nuclear Armageddon. No pressure.
this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
Oop, R1.
KGB has promised
Nice
to
little
lend us
inside
one
view here. I
of
think there's
their
like a sexy lady. There's a sexy lady stuck on the top of the
That's it.
thing here.
They've also put us in touch with
In
the government
MGS2, if you look inside one of the lockers and call
There was a defection
Otacon on the
September
codec,
1960.
it's strongly implied that Snake is masturbating to the picture of the pretty lady.
Two NSA
I'm not making this up.
went over to the Soviet Union.
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation.
Kojima does have a mixed history of female representation. Like, he's got really good characters like the boss, as we'll see later, and he's got very questionable characters like Quiet, the scantily clad sniper
When you get there.
with possible post-traumatic stress disorder. So in case you missed it, we've basically been launched from space this time.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet.
Now, confusingly, in Metal Gear Solid 2, most of the Russian characters were voiced with a Russian accent of some sort, but in this one, most of them have an American accent, which It's weird given that the whole American-Russian conflict is much more important in this game, whereas in MGS2 it wasn't as much. It seems like the sort of technology which can just go wrong in 1,000 different ways. The whole parachute thing was a lot simpler. I just imagine him trying to hum like some children's nursery rhyme or something to stay calm. Oh, it's the claustrophobia would get me. Oh god. At least he didn't lose his freaking backpack this time. Yeah, see, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to roll. Is it so difficult? Now remember that Snake has only, this is only like 2 weeks after the previous incident, and Snake is still recovering from multiple fractures, lacerations, not to mention a bruised ego, you know. He's just that much of a hero. I also somehow mentioned that entire thing about old-fashioned being a euphemism for handjob without mentioning the fact that Snake Eater sounds like a blowjob. You know, just I feel like that should have been mentioned sooner.
Find out what's happened to the Shagahod.
That cutscene was really long, so here's a summary if you weren't paying attention.
Eliminate the boss.
Unnecessary question.
Operation Snake Eater.
Title. Yeah, see, do you see now how the title makes sense? It actually, there is a logic to it. It's not just a shameless blowjob reference. I wouldn't put that beyond Kojima, but...
You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
What does it mean to us if a violent extremist faction takes over a superpower armed with nuclear missiles? Why would that affect us? Insert joke about the Trump administration here. Whoa!
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
There are so many goddamn movie references in this game, you'll see this.
About prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany.
There's a slightly underrated game called Prisoner of War on PS2, which is about escaping a Nazi camp. It's clunky, but impressive.
The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan. But I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I watched the movie again just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call
The Major is part of the 1%.
You know, let's just use 0, like we've been doing.
Dun dun dun.
All right then. Major 0 it is. We'll start over from square.
That dramatic sound will only make sense if you know Metal Gear, no spoilers.
My frequency is 140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Hooray!
Is this her last chance too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of...
I don't really get the logic there. Like, why would she get her medical license revoked if we fail the mission? I don't get how that's her fault. I mean, she'll die in a nuclear apocalypse anyway, so I don't really see... I don't get it.
And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on
Oh, another person. I always forget. We don't... Sigint isn't in the prologue. He only appears during the main bit of the game.
The research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at
Adam!
the factory up ahead.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's Adam!
Was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up
Yes,
with
we
Adam
get to
first.
reuse the level.
Away
It's
from
quite
the rescue
convenient.
circle.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach
He'll be the only guy not
whole
shooting
area's
at you,
been polluted
probably.
by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, who are the Patriots? And Lali Lule Lo.
Lali Lule.
Hallelujah.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure
Why
on
did
site
they...
weapons acquisition.
Why did they give me a
Circumstances
noisy
are different
gun?
this time. You're now on an official
Why would they
mission
not
with the
give me
United
a
States
silenced
capital.
weapon, especially now that
Be
the stakes
necessary
are
to
even
make
higher
authorities
and we
known
don't have
to
a second
the
chance?
to
Why
the
would
Christian
they...
regime at the very least.
This is like in Splinter Cell. Why does he only wear the mask that covers his face on
Link,
some
if you
missions?
fail
I've
this
never
mission,
understood the
it means
logic.
All-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with
Okay, why did you only mention that after
extreme
saying that the doctor would lose her medical license? This seems much more extreme. Like, the doctor will lose her medical license and also we'll all die in nuclear Armageddon. So you wouldn't want her to lose her medical license, now would you? Anyway, goodness me, we're finally playing the freaking game again. Only about 18 minutes that time, give or take a few minutes of me faffing around before the recording. Let's say 15 minutes, let's be generous. Oh, goodness me, oh, hello, there's a reticulated python here. And now there isn't. Get in my belly! I'm the snake eater, gotta do my, my job. Just tooling up for the task at hand. Yeah, I think at night time, there isn't a day-night cycle. Day and night is just set up during, you know, what part of the story you're in. But I think at night, different camos are more effective, which, you know, doesn't really make any big difference, but it's just a nice touch. I think I mentioned this before. One of my bigger disappointments, you know, I love Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it's a great game, but one of my biggest disappointments with it is that they scaled back the camo system that was so good in Snake Eater and possibly even better in MGS4. Bum, 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 bum. Actually, I need to sort out my inventory. Okay, and unlikely to use a stun grenade, but I'll hold on to it. But a snake in my backpack? It's more likely than you think. I'll keep the anti-personnel sensor, but I often forget to use it, so... I don't think... There's some other... You can get a sonar as well, which does give away your position when you use it, but I don't think the anti-personnel sensor does. If you look closely in this area, by the way, this is one of the few places in the game... There it is. Hang on. It's a flying squirrel. Look. I'll try and track him. This is one of the only places where you can find these guys, and they're very easy to miss. There is a trophy for getting all of the different animals, but I don't think I've ever actually managed to. There's some very rare ones. You see, look, he flies around. And then if you're quick, you can run over and nab him. Oh, I missed him. Oh, just because I don't give no fucks, I'm going to shoot him. There we go. I'm a horrible monster. And now we've got a flying squirrel. In our inventory. There we go. A Japanese one. Kawaii. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else in this area. Oh, hang on, there is a snake or some shit. There was something that might have just been the grass stopping after I was moving in it. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's another reticulated python. Moving on forward. Yeah, this is the yeah, this is the place we started at the very beginning of the game last time, but just from a slightly different angle, and now it's nighttime. So that's neat. It's kind of interesting. They give you stuff. You'll notice, you know, we got a sniper rifle and the thermal goggles and all of that last time, but now we've lost it, obviously, and it doesn't actually respawn when you come back here. You have to get it later on in the game, so it's kind of interesting how they that was a horse you just heard. You didn't imagine that. It's interesting how they kind of tease you with these later level items, only to take them away again. It's kind of nice because it kind of offsets, you know, when you begin the game, obviously you're not going to be as familiar with the controls, so I guess it's nice that they kind of give you that chance to play around with some high level equipment to get used to the controls, and then they take them away once you've got through this opening area. This is a green tree python. It's completely harmless, but this is starting to become a running joke, is me just senselessly murdering innocent animals. Hey, it's, you know, nuclear Armageddon. If I don't survive this, they're all going to die in a nuclear holocaust anyway, so greater good. Oh. Just suddenly a horse. Quit horsing around, this is a serious mission.
Looks like death wasn't ready for you yet.
Dun dun dun.
Boss,
That arm still hurt?
what are you doing here?
Being dramatic and mysterious, what about you? Oh shit, she's got a battle camo on. Now this makes twice that the boss has just instantly owned Snake. Man, she tore my gun apart.
Go home.
You're drunk, Snake, go home. Ooh, Joss, this is just...
Go home.
It's like watching Theresa May try to get parliamentary majority. Woohoo!
You don't have a prayer of finishing your mission. You're not even armed.
Boss!
I love that his only response is to just say her name over and over again. Oof.
I'm not your boss anymore. There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss. There's no need to prove that you are virtuous here. This isn't America.
Yeah, so this is the like shuttle pod thing we arrived in. It had a bunch of supplies in it and she's just destroying it. And in the process making an incredible amount of noise, of course. Fun fact, if you beat the game you get to replay with that gun and it has infinite ammo. And if you ring up your tech guy he says, wow, the feeder belt is in the shape of an infinity symbol, which means you get infinite ammo. Oh look, it's the Sorrow. So I just love that nonsense explanation. They made up a complete nonsense explanation for why the gun you get after beating the game has infinite ammo. That's just... Not only did they bother explaining it, the explanation doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
To the end, to my purpose. What about you, Jack? What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty
Oh my
to me?
god,
Your
conflict.
country or your old mentor? The mission or
You
your
may notice, by the way,
purpose?
every time the
Your
Sorrow
duty to
appears,
you
it immediately starts raining. Now that I've sufficiently owned you, I will take my
You don't
leave.
know the truth yet. But sooner or later you'll have to choose. I don't expect you to forgive me. But you can't defeat me either. You know me too well.
We didn't really get the full effect of the boss defecting in this playthrough because you can just call her...
Bandana. If you can't put the past behind you, you won't survive.
Oh, she even makes reference to the bandana there. That's a nice touch. You can call the boss for advice throughout the... Oh god,
If we meet
oh.
again, I'll kill
Why would you do that? That's unnecessary. If you call the boss during the prologue mission, she gives you all sorts of helpful advice on how to play the game, so it does feel like a bit of a personal betrayal if you do that and then she defects, you know. That's neither here nor there, but you know. Major, I just got totally owned by the boss.
Major Zero.
I read you, Snake.
I was ambushed by the boss.
You were what?
The drone's been shot to hell.
Wow, that's the Major's fault. That's the Major's chance to say an
Enemy
unnecessary
scouts are
question.
gonna come looking for you.
Yeah, I know. But what was the boss doing here in the first place? There's got to be a leak somewhere.
No, that's impossible. The man the boss is working with, Volgin, isn't exactly on speaking terms with Khrushchev.
I lost my gun. The boss destroyed it.
Snake, I know how
Major,
you're feeling.
we've managed to avoid
Hard for me to
drowning,
believe, too.
but I did get my
Legendary
gun
hero
destroyed.
like the boss would go over to the Russians, but she'd double-cross us like this. But that's how it is, and if you don't accept it, you'll never be able to beat her.
That's not the problem. In terms of sheer technique, I'll never be able to beat her.
Oh, Major, she's just too good. I'll never be able to beat her. Oh, shucks, gee whiz.
We were together for 10 years, and now you tell me she's my enemy?
Enough. Hurry to the factory where Adam is.
Enough.
Scouts have probably already been sent out to investigate the explosion.
I'm not sure what sort of factory you think this is. We just have Adam here.
Whatever you do,
My references are becoming increasingly nonsensical, I apologise. Anywho, after yet another cutscene interruption, I think we are actually in the game for an extended period of no interruption now. Oh shit, there's a guy coming. There's a guy coming. I forgot about that. If in doubt, long grass. That was them just seeing the pod, not seeing me. Hang on. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of interruptions of me just quickly changing my camo. Oh, look. 95 camo. That's pretty good. Incidentally, it's possible to go into blackface. I'm just saying, just gonna put that out there. Anyway.
This is HQ. Patrol here. We have evidence of an enemy.
Yeah, so you immediately start off in a caution here, and you can either patiently wait for it to end or start sneaking around. The whole problem of the camo system being annoying to constantly change is compounded by the fact that there are separate face and body camos. And it's always, you know, that 5% that face camo gives you can make a difference, so it's fine, you get used to it, but it is just a constant little aggravation of the entire game. At least we get the incredible music. Doo doo. I think I might inch into the corner here. I can't remember what their patrol pattern here is, and I don't trust them. Okay, he's going that way. Where's that guy going there? Look how useless this camera mode is right now, by the way. I just wanted to demonstrate. Imagine having to play this camera mode for the entire game with no option. I mean, you could use first person to look around, but it's just so worse than... The story of the camera modes is the very original version of Snake Eater only had that one terrible camera mode. And then there was like a special re-release of the game, much like there was for MGS2, called Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, which added a bunch of extra shit, most prominently the new camera mode. Oh god, oh shit. That was incredibly close. I didn't expect that guy to come back. Oh god. Whew, okay. I was trying to be brave and leave before... Oh god, there's actually two of them, so it's just as well I hid. Shit. I do adore this caution music. It's like, you know... The fact that there's no music during the, when there isn't an alert makes it all the more memorable as well. Yeah. I was disappointed, I had to add Snake Eater music to Metal Gear Solid 5 manually, because I've got it on PC, so you can just add your own music files. But I was sad that the collectible cassettes you can find in MGS5, they didn't have tracks like this, at least not to my knowledge, that's in the game. I might as well wait another 15 seconds and wait for the alert to be over. When I'm playing by myself I might be more ballsy, but I'm just kind of... I don't want to waste too much time constantly restarting. Oh, also, I decided a thing, I might, you know... I might be quite liberal with my use of the, you know, the manual restart. If you use the fake death pill, you can do a quick restart from the checkpoint. I might use that a bit more often, just because otherwise constantly hiding from alerts might take forever. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I might not need to worry about it, but Right, okay. Even after the caution's over, guards often run around a bit to go back to their positions. So. Oh, incidentally, if you go that way, that actually leads back to the bit with the crocodiles and the very beginning bit of the game. There's no reason to go that way, but it's just a nice touch that you can do that. I think we're good to go now. Yeah, that's a little side bit. Yeah, okay, because it's a bit disorientating how this is a familiar place, but you come at it from a different angle, and it looks a bit different at night. I think there are slightly different creatures around at night as well. Oh, there's a guy there. They will notice if you're nearby and an animal is disturbed. They will. It's possible for them to notice that. There's a guy over there. So I'm just turning my volume up. Oh, hang on. Oh shit, hello. Oh god, it's a poison one. Oh. That's why you gotta be careful of snakes. Like, often it's most snakes are friendly, but some of them, like that cobra there, if they sneak up on you and you're not paying attention, they can bite you and poison you. And then you gotta get an antidote. Which isn't a big hassle, but just, for one thing, it makes noise as well. Oh, shit. Got some fruit. It's good fruit. Yeah, I think I mentioned before, the different food types, they all have different, you know, they restore your stamina at different levels, and they go off at different, they expire. They go rotten at different speeds, that sort of thing. Now, especially since we've been here before, I'm inclined to try and rush through. So, the quickest way to go is left. So let's do that. It's usually safe to crouch in the middle of long grass. It's just if they're too close, they will see you because your camo goes down. Do 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 do. I just don't quite trust this guy. Ooh, that was ballsy. Haha, that was very ballsy. He could have turned around at the wrong moment just there. Oh, hang on, I gotta change my ruddy camo again. We went a whole 5 minutes without having to manually change the camouflage. I'm impressed. Oh, nope, he's not quite coming this way. You can, when you're leaning against a wall, you can knock on the wall to make a noise, which they come investigate, but obviously right now that wouldn't actually be very helpful. Yeah, because this guy's route is slightly different to the guy during the day, so I hadn't expected him to walk that way. Walk this way, talk this way, oh shit. I miss the crouch walk that they give you in the later Metal Gear games. You forget how useful it is. This particular patch of ground is a bit awkward. Even lying down, I can only get 65% camo, which is not very good. It's serviceable. Oh, okay. I know there's a guy over there, so I'm cautious. Oh, for crying out loud. Now you know my pain of constantly pausing the game. There we go. They aren't actually likely to tell me anything that I don't know. I was kind of interrogating them to see if they told me anything that would make me go, ah yes, that's an interesting fact. And killing guys is a good way to get supplies, of course. Yeah, like whenever you're about to do a boss fight, you always want to have the maximum. There's the only items that restore your health instantly, rather than having, you know, just restoring your stamina and you have to slowly regenerate your health. The only way to instantly get health back, I believe, is the like life medicine things you find, and they're quite rare. You can only carry so many at a time, depending on the difficulty. So it's always worth having a full stock of those when you go into a boss fight. Right, we spent too long in this little patch now. Of course, now we're going to go through the ruddy bridge again. Dolinovodno. Do 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 do. Whew. Oh god, oh shit. Every so often I run out over that ledge and accidentally fall down and just instantly get seen. He's got a radio, you can see. It often is worth like taking the time to kill the radio guys, because again, that just means that even if you get caught, they can't call for backup, which is obviously good. Oh, I've actually lost my gun now, haven't I? I only got to shoot one squirrel before they took my gun away. I didn't actually check if there was anyone else nearby. Luckily there wasn't.
Speak. There are guys who know alert cancellation frequencies.
Yes, that is a thing. You can get frequencies which cancel alerts. The only issue is there's no facility in the game to remember what those frequencies are, so you just have to write them down, and then they only work once.
There are guys.
Yeah. I'm sure there is another guy over there, I just can't see him. Oh, lovely. All those grenades I'll never use. There's a fun feature in the game where this is a bit of a Metal Gear tradition, every boss, you can either kill every boss using just lethal weapons, or you can do the extra challenge of using non-lethal weapons, so you know, your bare fists and any tranquilizing weapons you have. It'll drain their stamina, instead there's the stamina. I tried to say stamina bar and it turned into stamina. It's like an overly posh way. Wingardium Leviosa. Anyway, if you knock them out rather than killing them, you get a bonus item which you get to keep for the rest of the game, and some of them are very useful, very very useful. Like when I play the game, I do plus it is just an extra fun challenge to do, is to only use non-lethal weapons, but I always go to the effort of doing it because it's worth the items you get most of the time. You get special camos or special guns or any sort of thing. These mushrooms aren't very good, but I'll take one just to be complete. Yeah, those mushrooms, I always remember those ones because they're not actually very good to fill you up, but they do fill you up a little, so I tend to use them just to like top up the stamina. And also, if you ring the paramedic, was that a guy down there? No. If you ring the paramedic about those mushrooms, she tells you that don't drink alcohol and then eat the mushrooms. Not that there is alcohol in the game, but she says not to do that because it prevents the body from breaking down alcohol properly, so it'll give you the hangover from hell. Shit. I was wondering where that guard was, and then suddenly he appeared. Why do guards suddenly appear? Gonna change my camo, cause I don't trust it. There we go. 95. He'd pretty much have to walk into me to see me now. Stun grenade! No, I don't think I'm gonna... Oh, where's he going? He's going that way. I might as well grab him. There's no reason to, I just feel like interrogating him.
Speak. Listening to the radio can be relaxing.
God, there's so many things to explain in this freaking game. There are special radio frequencies you can get off guards, which will actually restore your stamina if you listen to them. Which always seems a bit like cheating to me, since it's not actually very hard to get food anyway. But it's just a funny idea that you can find radio stations that just make Snake relax and restore his stamina. You know, I tend not to use them because, again, like, it's so easy to find food anyway that doesn't seem a bit, you know, it seems slightly overly helpful to just be able to listen to the radio with no penalty, because obviously the radio pauses time, so there doesn't seem to be any reason not to use that. But you know, I'm a bit obsessed with this notion of balance. Especially in a game like this where there's so many different like play styles, different tricks you can use. Ooh, I got some a new camouflage. Effective in the rain. Oh, well, it's not currently raining, so I'll just immediately unequip that, I think. Trying to rush through this place because we have been here before, but it's worth collecting shit. It is always worth getting any camouflage. Oh, dear Jesus. It's always worth getting any camouflages because obviously they can be helpful later on. Like, there's some you get early in the game, and then like hours later they prove to be very helpful. I've got a fun story about that. I'll tell you later when we get to it. Right, this is the place, the little old abandoned factory place that we found Sokolov in. What I can't remember is if there's actually any guards here at the moment. I can't see any guards. I have a feeling there might not actually be any guards here. I guess I'll like kill them all after all. So. It's entirely possible to very quickly run through these little bits. You know, it's slightly weird that they make you replay the same little bits, just slightly different, but you can run through them very quickly. So I genuinely can't see any guards. I suspect there aren't any. I'm pretty sure there aren't any guards. Which means I have complete impunity to run around and collect shit. Which is good. Oh look, some bandages or something. Bug juice, there we go. This barrel, you can roll it down the hill and blow it up, but I think we might need it in a minute. Ooh! This is one of the more try-hard face camos you can get. Oh look. It's a zombie. I think there's something you can do with this face paint where it, like, scares people or they think you're a dead body or something if you lie down. There's something like that. I don't think I'm imagining that, I just can't vividly remember what I'm thinking of. What's up here? It's those birds again, the super cute birds. Let's see if we can go kill them. Nope, nope. Unable to kill. Oh, what's that down there? I don't know. Item of some sort. Oh god, Jesus, careful. Careful now. Ooh. A cardboard box! Now, the cardboard box is a Metal Gear staple, of course. And it is a very useful item in Snake Eater, like in every Metal Gear. It's just not, it's slightly less useful in Snake Eater because, it doesn't work properly in areas where it doesn't make sense that there might be a cardboard box. Like, it'll make sense here, because it's like we're in a building. But if we just do it out in the middle of the jungle, it doesn't actually... You know, they go, huh? Why is there a cardboard box here? And they go investigate, you know. But if you're in any kind of urban area, you can use it. Dum -dum -dum. I just remembered I think there might be an item I missed up here. No, can't kill the birds. Might have entirely imagined it. Okay. Oh, it might be this I'm thinking of. There we go. I'm so used to just running through this bit and collecting all the shit, aren't I? Just, there's another barrel. Oh, there's another Keratin. I can't be bothered. Well, I don't actually have a gun, so... I don't know how you're ever supposed to find all the frogs without a guide, because some of them are just so well hidden. Ooh, an assault rifle. Lovely. I look forward to not using that regularly. I think there's a couple of other things, like under the building. Can I be bothered to get them? Not really. But yeah, this is the place, the reason we're back here is we're supposed to meet, what's his name? Adam. We're supposed to meet Adam here, who's the, like... other agent guy. So let's do that, I guess. What's this? The thermal goggles. I'm not going to use them, as we've established, but if I wanted to, we could. Yeah, we can actually go into this room now, whereas we couldn't really do anything here before. And another cutscene. For your troubles. shit. Step
Sorry,
towards the light, Snake.
Cut the engine. They'll hear us.
Are you the agent they sent?
Are you Adam? I thought you were supposed to be a man.
Adam couldn't make it.
All right, say the password. Who are the Patriots? Who are the Patriots?
Password?
Answer me. Trapped.
This would be a good time to prove you're not a spy, mysterious lady. Oh god, I keep putting the controller on the ground and forgetting it. It will vibrate. Oh. I love that guy's responses just fire wildly in every direction. Well, now you have to trust me by virtue of me killing those guys.
There is your answer.
Good thing her makeup is immaculate despite riding a motorcycle with a helmet and... I remembered why I like this character. Oh look, what happens if you press R1? Eva, pictured here.
This wasn't part of the plan. What happened to Adam?
What's your code name?
Adam.
It's Snake.
Snake, huh? Well, I'm Eva. Are you here to tempt me?
Oh. Oh, you see what she did there?
What happened to
I
Adam?
love how he's like, I'm much too macho to have sex with a woman.
Colonel Volgan is a very suspicious man. He decided Adam wasn't the right person for this mission.
And you were.
Yes.
Despite not knowing the password.
Because I can do things he can't.
Sex things.
I heard you used to be a code breaker for the NSA.
I was. 4 years ago, I defected to the Soviet Union with Adam.
Mauser military. The broom handle.
It packs quite a punch. Nice to have when you're on.
Ways. And use the muzzle jump to create a horizontal sweep. That was
Broom handle. I choose to assume that's some sort of sex joke.
In the West.
Might have a one-track mind.
Yeah. It's a Chinese Type 17 pistol. Around here, even that's hard to come by. Don't worry, though. The one I've got for you is American-made.
.45.
All American, baby.
Incredible.
Look at the excitement on Snake's face. Look how excited he is by this gun. He's like, holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god, it's incredible!
And the interlock of the frame is tightened for added precision. The sight system is original too.
There's an old cartoon called Decline of Video Gaming, and they have a scene of Snake just completely orgasming over this gun he's found.
And not only that,
And it's not much of an exaggeration over this. He's like, holy shit, it's got the biggest hammer in the world.
where'd you get something
It's
like
especially designed for extra
I brought the
sexiness.
munitions armory. They probably used to belong to one of your officers, and there are more where that came from. You had this with you, didn't you? Better take this too.
He's just listening to the sound of it clicking with no bullets in it now. I don't think I ever thought about that before. He's just like, oh yeah, click. Oh, so good. Oh,
Rescue Sokolov, right?
Sokolov's
I ironed your shirts for you.
Yes. He's being forced to continue his work on the Shagohod.
Where?
At the lab. They've got a whole army of scientists there developing new weapons. Security is tight, but if you disguise yourself as a scientist, you might be able to sneak in.
Can we get so
I'm sorry if you heard me snort just now. I've been repeatedly muting my microphone in order to sniff,
The safest way
and I
is
might have
to-
accidentally unmuted too early there. You might have heard the tail end of a snort.
First, you'll need to head north through the jungle. You'll come to a heliport used for shipping materials.
Butt
Pass the
sex.
heliport and continue north, and there will be a large crevice.
It's safer
Then
to go
into
in
that
through the
large
rear.
cave. Move through the cave, and you will arrive at a mangrove swamp. After the swamp, there'll be a warehouse.
Large crevice.
Make your way through the warehouse, and you'll come out just south of the
You
lab.
can descend into my mangrove swamp, says Snake.
And just what are you doing there?
In close range combat, a knife usually comes
I'm so sorry, it's too easy.
By doing this, I'll be able to hold a knife at the same time and still keep the gun.
Guess where this gun barrel is going
That way,
later?
I can instantly
Up
switch
my
between a gun
butt.
battle and a knife fight. Right, let's get going.
Wait a minute.
What now?
Incredible.
Why don't you take a little rest?
To be fair to Eva, the fact that she's just revealing her tits like that, you know, it is warm in the jungle and she's wearing motorbike overalls. You know, you would want to cool down when you're not on the bike, just saying.
There's still an hour before dawn. It's dangerous to be
It's like someone just hit his kill switch or something, he just instantly fell over.
I have to get back. I can't be gone for too long. They'll start to suspect something. Don't worry. I'll keep you updated over the radio.
That's it?
My orders are to provide you with information, nothing more. You look disappointed.
Not sex.
Alright then. I'll do something special for you.
Well, he provided me with information and a gun, but, you know.
I'll stand watch until dawn. Now be a good boy and lie down.
Punch you in the face.
What's the matter?
I don't know you well enough to trust you.
How well do you have to know me to trust me?
I wanted a hand job.
I don't trust anybody.
Second base. Uh-oh, he's having an emo phase again.
That?
So,
She's right, Snake.
the implication
She's
is that Eva can hear your
Although
radio,
you
which
will have to
means
back in the
presumably
ICU.
could give away your location in
Whenever
the
you save
jungle.
the game and quit, you'll go to sleep. Sleeping allows you to gain back stamina naturally. Depending on how long you sleep, you may also recover naturally from sickness and injury. When you're tired or hurt, the best thing to do is just get some sleep. So do yourself a favor and take a nap. Doctor's orders, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Paramedic does often... She does often sound genuinely, like, concerned about your well-being. She's like, you ought to get some sleep, Snake. Ah, a save point. This looks like a good opportunity for me to have a piss break, so I'll do that and see you in a minute, Mrs. Bex. I don't have any sort of exciting outro for this particular moment in time, so I'll just say bum sex.